So I've been thinking about all these celebrity fights that's been going on, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. They've been trying to peddle this off as real boxing, and I haven't watched one of them yet. I'm just not going. I'm a boxing aficionado, man. I don't play games when it comes to boxing and a couple of other sports, man. That I've been into, man, for pretty much my whole life, man. I don't play games when it comes to those things. So I asked myself, what is the purpose of this? What's going on? And there's many lessons to be learned from this one, especially this past fight with Evander Holyfield. There's a bunch of lessons to be learned from what I knew was going to be just an embarrassment. His last fight I watched years ago was an embarrassment. The only difference between him and the late great Ali is that he doesn't have Parkinson's syndrome, so he ain't shaking all the time. But as far as his movement, now he's still in pretty good shape. Man, to be damn near 70-year-old man, he's in incredible shape. But to see him be at a point in his life where he had to go in and do that, there's a bunch of lessons about maintaining your finances, about how to not let maintaining an image get you caught up in something that you don't need to be caught up in, and also about how to keep yourself in proper mental health so that when you get into your latter years like this, you're not in a position where you have to have handlers. Because he had to have handlers for a while now. He doesn't even know where he's going sometimes. You have to point him in the directions where he's going, man. And he's one of the greatest heavyweights, man, of a generation. His accomplishments are amazing. And when you think about the fact that he had the biggest house in Georgia, the biggest estate, and not the biggest house, but the biggest estate, the largest estate in the entire state of Georgia. And for all of that, Ross bought it on an auction for $6.6 million. $6.6 million for the biggest estate in the entire state of Georgia. And it makes you ask yourself, what happens when you blow through your money? Because let me tell you, man, something. You only get one time to blast off like that. No one continues to do that over and over again. Even if you're at the top of the game, you never do it like you do it when you're at your peak. And boxing is a sport where any given time you lose too much power, lose too much, lose a step. It don't have to be a big step, lose a small step. Then you're done. I'm hoping Floyd doesn't get back in the ring in a serious fight. Because I'm going to be honest with you. We can say what we want to say, and we can say Floyd was just toying, but I'm going to be honest with you, man. If Floyd gets in the ring with one of these young, scrappy fighters, I'm talking about professional boxers, he's going to get knocked out. Boxing is no place for a 40-year-old man. In the real world with us, 40 is young. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, listen, I'm still YRN, a young rich ninja. But in boxing, 40 is an old man, bro. In boxing, for real, 30 is middle age. So we see all these guys getting up here. And let me tell you the travesty of this. That a kid off YouTube can be getting the biggest purse out of all of these things. Now, of course, you're not going to get the biggest purse when Floyd fight because people going to pay to see Floyd. But everything else, everybody else is getting a lower pay than these YouTube dudes, which goes to show you how much of a travesty it is, man, to call it boxing. You should have called it just a celebrity fight. Just call it a fight. Everybody has their own style of fighting, but when you call it boxing, man, you're disrespecting a sport that's been phenomenal. I agree, SJ. Errol Spence probably will destroy Floyd, but Floyd 40. Everybody in their 20s and 30s should destroy Floyd. He's 40 and he's been off for a few years now. So I agree, everyone should destroy Floyd. Like Floyd shouldn't even be a topic in boxing anymore. He's done. And he's smart. Florida's not going to get in the ring with Errol Spence because he already know what's going to happen. I see somebody say B Hop can do it, man. Last time I saw B Hop fight, man, he got knocked through the ring, man. He got knocked through the ropes onto the floor, man. B Hop is done too. Those older guys are done. And I think it's a travesty that for entertainment purposes, they bringing all these dudes in there, man, and treating them like this, tarnishing whatever legacy they have left, man. I think it's a travesty. But let's talk about some things that this represents. I think a lot of times men have to catch themselves to make sure they don't get caught up in masochism, a need or desire for pain, a need or desire for public humiliation, a need or desire for embarrassment. See, when they say all press is good press, that's a damn lie. All press ain't good press. This press that Evander Holyfield just got, man, it's over, man. That's the last thing people are going to remember of him. That picture that I got, I didn't watch it, bro. I was not going to watch it. There's no way I was going to watch it. I didn't watch Mike and Roy. I'm not watching any of that foolishness, man. Because you got people in here, man, and what they're doing, they're taking the oldest form of combative sports and they're taking it for granted. Fighting is not to be taken for granted. Fighting can lead to your survival or it can lead to your demise. We teach boys that you got to get out here and fight for everything you get, and then we show them that fighting is a joke like this. Fighting is a game like this. It's really not. See, when you look at a man like Evander Holyfield, you look at all the money he made. You look at a man like Mike Tyson, you look at all the money he made. You look at a bevy of other fighters, you look at all the money they made. And then you look at them having to do things like this, man, because they ain't got no money. They ain't got no money, man. They lose everything. You spend your whole life getting your brains beat in, and then the money you make from it, you blow it. So now you in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and you ain't got no brain power left to do nothing else but sit down and talk. And you blew through all your money. Whatever you got to do out here, man, whatever you're doing to make money, whatever you're doing to come up, man, you better do it. And you better make sure you stack your paper. You better make sure, man, you invest your money. You better make sure that you figure out a way to make your money grow. And if you don't make it grow, you better show enough making sure you spend it slow. You got to make the best of the time that you're making the most money in your life because it won't last. At some point, your money ain't going to be coming like that. So trying to live a lifestyle that you can't afford, your lifestyle should be a lifestyle you could afford if you were making half of what you make. Comfortably. You should be able to afford your lifestyle if you were making half of what you make comfortably. If you make $100,000, you should be living a $40,000 lifestyle. If you make $1 million a year, you should be living a $350,000, $400,000 lifestyle. Tops now. I'm not saying you got to go that high, but that's the far as you could go. Because I'm telling you, man, when you blow through your paper that you work hard for, you're not going to be able to go back and work as hard for as much paper ever again. As much money as Floyd can make from a fight, let him get knocked out one time. It's over. Instead of playing with money, put the money to work. Don't buy a Bentley, invest that money. Don't buy a Corvette, invest that money. Don't buy no chains and rings and all that, invest that money. Even when you invest some and say, okay, now I can buy some chains and rings, invest that too. And when I say invest, I don't necessarily mean go invest in stocks. There are other things you can invest in. There are other skills you have that you can invest in. Let me tell you something. You got a better chance of your money growing if you find something to invest in that's active, that you can see, that you can put your hands on. I'm just going to be honest with you. Don't put all your apples into the stock market basket. It's too volatile. And especially, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, play around with Bitcoin a little bit. But let me tell you something you never want to do. You never want to throw all your apples in something that's unregulated. You don't even know who control it. Hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin be coming up missing every day, man. Like Bitcoin just be coming up missing. If you lose your access, your coins are gone. So don't put all your money into that, man. Don't put all your money into something that other people control. You mean tell me you only got one skill in life? You see what George Foreman did? I got a George Foreman grill right now. Still got a George Foreman grill. Still got a Foreman grill now. I ain't got nothing from Mike Tyson. I ain't got nothing from Evander Holyfield. I ain't got nothing from Roy Jones. I ain't got nothing from Floyd Mayweather. I ain't got nothing from Ali. I ain't got nothing from Larry Holmes. I ain't got nothing from Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier. The list goes on. You got to know how to separate yourself from the inauthentic nature of fake praise. Everyone praises a winner. Everyone wants to see a winner. Everyone wants to be a winner. But if you notice, after a while, they want to see a new winner. Everybody loves a winner, just not the same winner. So when you think about it, I see somebody say, man, Evander Holyfield got a fire barbecue sauce. Here's my point. You got to do that stuff when you popping. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I ain't even never heard of his barbecue sauce. But if he had done this and established this when he was popping, see, when George Foreman came back that second time, I will say this. There is one fighter who came back in his 40s and 50s and won a championship, and that's George Foreman. So there is one. And George Foreman is the one who's financially stable from that point. You know what I'm saying? So it's great that Evander's doing things now, but now he's doing it more out of desperation because he ain't got no money. What I want you men to understand is don't wait until you're desperate and you ain't got no money. Whenever you popping, get your thing popping right now. Because whatever you establish now has the potential to just be a nest egg you can count on moving forward. And for me, I think that's a wise thing for men to do, man, because it's a travesty to see a dude like Evander Holyfield, man, as respected as he was, have to get in the ring, man, and get embarrassed like that. You know what I'm saying? It's an embarrassment to see, like, what does the world come to, man, where this shit is just all about entertainment. Nothing else matters. It's just all about entertainment. It don't even matter the quality of, like, people are entertained by anything. The expectation for high quality anything is gone, man. That's why you got guys marrying women they don't like, marrying women they ain't even attracted to, marrying women they don't even want to be with. That's why you got dudes stuck at jobs they hate, man. Stuck at jobs they don't even want to be at. Stuck in jobs, man, they don't even want to see the people no more, man. But they still stuck at the job. And this is the type of thing, man, that we have to make sure that we don't allow ourselves to be stuck in, because it's a travesty for a man to be in a situation where he feels like the best he could do for himself is to be what somebody else want him to be, live how somebody else want him to live, have to take every little dollar he can get. Any little offer that come along to make some money, you got to take it. Any little piece of paper that come your way, you got to jump on it. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out here. Too much stuff going on in this world, man, for us to be sidetracked by this foolishness. See, let me tell you what part of the problem is, man. Part of the problem is this. People are doing so much for money because people believe they can compete financially with the people at the top. The problem is you can't compete with the people financially who are at the top. LeBron James signed a $1 billion lifetime contract with, I think, Nike. $1 billion lifetime contract. Man, Nike wipe their butt with $1 billion. You understand what I'm saying? They literally can wipe their butt with $1 billion. They can spread $1 billion out amongst all their employees, man. Tell them, hey, y'all burn this in your fireplace to keep warm in the wintertime. So on any lower level than that, how you believe you can compete? It don't matter what you make in your business. You're not competing with the people at the top. But that's the motivation. The motivation is to compete and get to where Jeff Bezos is. You're not going to get to where Jeff Bezos is. You can't. You're not plugged in like that. You got to be plugged in to get there. But the thing is to dangle that carrot in front of people and make people believe that, yeah, you can get there one day. Knowing damn well you can't. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, you can get there one day. Yeah, it's possible that we all can get there. When in reality, it's not. And the truth of the matter is this, man. The more we talk about it, the more egregious it seems. And I just truly believe that we're so lost and caught up on stuff confidence that people are lost on what it really means to be successful, on what it really means to be joyous, on what it really means to live a life that's pleasing to you. And everybody's just out here spinning their wheels, living dumb. And I, for one, just know that ain't really the life I want to live, man. And I know that for you, man, that's not the life you want to live either. But I'll tell you what, man, I will say this. When it all boils down, shit, I think we as individuals have to keep in mind that life ain't as long as we think it is. You ain't really got time to play games with your life. You ain't really got time to sit around and act like you can play games with your life. Because when it all boils down, you really can't. You got to get on the ball, dog. You got to get on the ball. There's no other way around that. You got to get on the ball. It's mandatory that we do everything in our power to live our best life. And if you're not going to do that, then you might as well just chalk it up to the game, man, and just accept the fact that you're going to be in bad shape for the most part. And the more we talk about it, the more egregious it becomes, because nobody's really going to take you seriously if they see they could take advantage of you and make a fool out of you. Think about MC Hammer. I know some of y'all, man. I know some of y'all ain't that. Some of y'all ain't I probably ain't old enough to remember MC Hammer, man. But the guy made $33 million in 1 year. Ended up filing bankruptcy within a couple of years. Why? Because he let his brother be his manager. Brother had no managerial experience, but he let his brother be his manager. Things like that never work. You can't allow your brother to be your manager because your brother knows absolutely nothing about anything. You have to be in a position where the people around you respect you as a leader. And with that respect, there's a bit of fear that goes along with that. They have to fear the consequences of you doing things, of them doing things that are going to cause you to be upset with them, because they have to fear that you're going to fire them. Somebody who works for you has to fear that you will press charges against them for embezzlement, so they won't steal from you. You have to make examples out of people. And in order to do that, you have to keep your feelings out of your business. You let your brother be your manager and he ain't never managed before, that's putting your feelings into your business. Anybody you have any feelings for, do not put them in your business. So any woman who works for me in any capacity, I'm not gonna be intimate with her. I don't care how fine she is. I'm not gonna be intimate with her. And it's easy. I don't care. Listen, there's nothing gonna make me be intimate with her because I put my money before I put her abroad. So if she contributed to my process of progress and helped me make money, I am not going to cut that. I'm not gonna cut her. There's no way. Yeah, man. Y'all recall, man, Hammer out on the road, man, with 50 million dancers and a big old band. That's not how you live, man. You got to be the best version of yourself, brothers. And the only way to do that is you got to be selfish. It's going to take a tad bit of selfishness to be the best version of yourself. It's going to take a tad bit of forget what everybody say, forget what everybody want to be the best version of yourself. And that's really just something that you're going to have to focus on and you're going to have to understand. And the truth of the matter is, nobody really cares whether you fail or succeed. They only care that they can make something off you when you fail or succeed. Otherwise, man, they don't care. Nobody cares whether you fail or succeed. I'm trying to get you to understand. Nobody cares. And that's real, man. Nobody cares whether you fail or succeed. And that's just the reality of the situation, man. Y'all know I ain't making this up. I wouldn't make this up. See if we can get back in here on cam, man. Y'all, I wouldn't make this up, man, and try to tell y'all anything different than what's real. So, but otherwise, man, I want y'all to keep in mind, when it boils down, we all have the same mission in life, and that's to become the best version of ourselves and attain some level of success, some tangible representation of our struggle. That's all we want. But it's so hard to get that you just can't afford to piss it away, man. You can't afford to piss it away, man. You got to go in hustle mode. You know what hustle mode is? Hustle mode is 7 days same clothes at the trap grinding. Seven days same clothes. You ain't worrying about it. You know what? Because you're trying to look like a well put together. You're trying to look kind of like a well put together fiend. You know what I'm saying? Your kick's gonna be fresh, but you ain't gonna look like you about to hit the club. 7 days, same clothes. We in grind mode, man. Grind mode is the mode you got to be in, man, until things start falling off. Hopefully, when things start falling off and telling off for you, you've built some type of legacy. You built some type of interconnected web of possibilities and probabilities of making money. The reality of the scenario is this, man. None of us should have to work in our 60s. I'm talking about work. I'm talking about get up and go to work. None of us should have to do that. Now, if you love doing it and you love what you're doing and you just want to do that, that's a different thing. But I'm talking about none of us should have to get up and go to work. None of us should be forced to get up and go to work at 60. You shouldn't have to punch somebody's clock at 60 years old. You shouldn't have to have a boss at 60 years old. You should have to do none of that. You understand? I just retired my mom, man. I made her retire. She didn't have a choice. If she wanted me to keep dealing with her, she was gonna retire. I made her retire. She didn't want to, but I made her. There's no need for her to be getting up, man, at her age, man, trying to go work at somebody's job. For what? Don't worry about it. I pay her bills, so she ain't gotta do that. Because if I'm worried about, let's put it like this: if I'm worrying about people that I don't know out in the world being able to do that, how I'm gonna tell y'all that if I don't make sure that the people around me can do that as well? So I think a lot of times, man, we just have to stay out of this keeping up with the Joneses, like SJ said earlier. Too much keeping up with the Joneses. Here's the thing: I don't even know the damn Joneses. I don't know them. And if I knew them, I guarantee I wouldn't like them. They spend too much money on frivolous stuff. I don't like people who blow money on frivolous things, man. So you got to build a life that you want to live. And it don't take much for me, man. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't take much for me. Get what it takes for you. And if a woman come into your life and that ain't enough for her, she ain't the woman for you. You know how many men I've seen live a great life? They love it. Fly pad, few toys to play with, man. They enjoy their lives, man. They make their money, they do their thing, they stack, they invest, they live it. Then they get with a woman, man, just upgrade everything. Upgrade everything. You love your little BMW 650 convertible. Now the woman come along, you got to go get the big body. Why? We need a family car. Well, you don't need no family car. You keep your car, and she keep her car. She already got a car. Why you got to go buy a family car? Because she said one of the greatest travesty that happened in a man's life is when he decides he need to compromise in order to make his life better for a woman. You've been building this life forever. It's already good enough for you. If it's good enough for you, but ain't good enough for her, then this ain't the life for her. And you know, man, that's a great point, man. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And I'm gonna talk about. I got a piece of content I'm gonna do tomorrow, man, about 5 reasons cohabitation is a terrible move for a man to make. It's a terrible move for a man to make. Cohabitation sucks. Even if you have a wife, y'all shouldn't cohabitate. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have a wife don't mean y'all gotta live in the same crib. See, men gotta take back the power. Cause if you see me with a little wifey, man, we not gonna live in the same place. She's not gonna be up in my crib. She's not gonna be around me every day. And even if your woman is with you in the crib every day, why y'all sleeping in the same bed every day? If you ain't finna break her back, what's the purpose in soaking up all that feminine energy every night in the bed? You know, the bottom line is, man, when we get to a certain point in life, we just come to the realization that it's just not worth having people around you who don't buy into the process of your progress. It's just not worth having people around you who don't understand that you live your life your way because that way works for you. It's just not worth having people around you who want to milk you like a damn cow, man. All they do when they come around, they just want to milk what they can from you. You know what I'm saying? They'll do one thing and try to milk you like they did 10. They'll try to milk you, try to guilt trip you so you can keep giving. No, they'll do anything. They'll lie to you to keep giving. I knew a family one time, man, and I saw this happen, man. Actually, I knew this chick. Actually, I was cutting this chick. And she was getting to the money. And her family was getting money from her. But she realized she could never get nothing from nobody. So the only person she was gonna help is her grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean she grew up living with her grandmother. And what happened, the other members of the family got crafty. And instead of coming to her because they knew she wasn't gonna give her the money no more, they started using their grandmother to get money. And see, that put her in a position where she couldn't really now she couldn't stop taking care of grandma. Grandma was old now, you know, grandma needed her. But she never did know if grandma would call her for somebody else, call her for herself. Know what I would have done? I would sat grandma down and said, look, grandma, I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, I called my grandma granny. I say, look at here, granny, I'm gonna tell you like this. I know what you be doing. I know aunt such and such and uncle such and such be coming to you to get you to ask me for money. Now you know it ain't nothing I won't do for you. I'm gonna take care of you, my girl. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If I find out one more time that you let one of them folk make you convince you to call me and ask me for some money for them, I'm gonna be honest with you, grandma. I'm gonna put you on allowance. And you're only gonna be able to get that one amount from me, and then you're gonna have to figure it out the rest of the month. You understand? I'm gonna treat you like a kid, and I'm gonna pay all your bills, but I ain't gonna give you no money. That's what I'm gonna do. So you can make the decision if you want to. You can do it again if you want to, and ruin your own good thing. But that's all I can tell you. That's what you got to do. You know, and that's the thing. So, but when you get your feelings caught up too much, Now a woman gonna do that, but as a man, man, you can't get your feelings that caught up. I'm not gonna get my feelings so caught up, man, that I let my feelings affect my paper. I'm not gonna do that. That makes no sense. So it's almost like, you know what this boxing stuff reminds me of? This Evander Holyfield thing remind me of taking advantage of the poor and needy. It's like selling crack to your own people in the hood. You know what I'm saying? You getting paid, but you're taking advantage of the poor and needy. Now this is what happened in this fight. They took advantage of the poor and needy, man. Now should Evander be poor? Should Holyfield be poor and needy now? Probably not, but he is. You got to think about, man, having all those children, dealing with all those women. And here's the problem with children: it's not bad having children if that's what you want, and it's also not bad if you have children. If you meet a woman and you think she's worthy of having a child, and you don't marry her, that's okay too. Because you hear a lot of fools out here talking about you should have a wife. The only way you can create a family is if you have a wife, have children with her. Okay, well the divorce rate is still 50%. They don't want to talk about that though. They act like those two things are separate. They talk about the divorce rate being so high, but then they turn around and say you should marry a woman so you can create a family. Create what family? Why marry her to create a family and then she leave and then the family split up anyway? But now I got to pay alimony. Got to give her half of my cheek. I don't want her to have half of my cheek. She don't deserve half of my shit. You understand? She don't deserve half of my goods. So that's what I want you men to understand. I want you men to keep in mind that these guys don't really have any logical reasoning capacity. So they say opposing things all the time. All the time. They say things that make no sense all of the time. So another thing is this, man. I think Floyd is part of the problem. Floyd will do anything for a check. And I think that's part of the problem. There's no way Floyd should have put his name. Because whether you love him or hate him, you got to respect him because he's a 40-0 fighter. 40, 50-0. One of them. 40-0, I think. 41-0 something. He ain't lost no fights. But when he put his name on some foolishness like this, it makes it seem like it's okay to keep going with it. It makes it seem like it's okay to keep perpetuating that. That's why the Holyfield fight came. Now they talking about Tyson Holyfield 3. Man, don't nobody want to see no old man. Tyson gonna beat the brakes off Holyfield, man. Why put that man in there for that? At some point as a society, man, we have to look and say, man, you know what? That's just not right, man. It's not right to get that dude killed like that, man. Whatever little sense he got left, man, Tyson gonna knock it out. I think Roy Jones will whoop Holyfield, man. Holyfield just his brain don't work right. His motor skills have deteriorated to the point where when his mind says punch, his body takes a second before it punches, and then the punch is real slow. I tell you who he remind me of. Muhammad Ali's last fight was with Larry Holmes. That's what Holyfield remind me of. But you know what? At that point, it's time to quit. Nothing lasts forever, man. When it's done, it's done. I mean, when it's done, then you can do about it, man. It's over. All right, 50-0. Yeah, 50-0. So, even with this, we talk about this creating offspring thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, if you're going to have a seed, man, you got to have a seed with a woman, man, who has a level of respect for you, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a seed with a woman, man, who wouldn't dare try no child support stuff, man, because she know you and she respect the fact that you're going to provide for your seeds, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't if you're paying child support for a kid right now, man, from a vindictive woman, then that's on you, man. Like you knocked up the wrong woman. You knocked up the wrong woman. You know what I'm saying? I got seeds, man. They're expensive. It costs me a lot. You know what I'm saying? It costs me a lot. My 12-year-old son, man, boy, let me tell you something. It costs a lot. It costs a lot of paper, man. But it costs less paper than these guys be blowing on clothes. It costs less paper than these guys be blowing on rims for cars. It costs less paper than these guys be blowing on jewelry. It costs less paper than these guys be blowing on drugs. So it just seems that, man, at some point you gotta manage your paper, man. You gotta pay yourself first. That's the problem. That's what we'll do. You gotta pay yourself first. Every single month you gotta pay yourself first. Before you pay a bill, pay yourself. Pay yourself 10%. Create an account for yourself and pay yourself 10% of everything that you make. Just an account to the side. It don't even have to be a saving account. It can be a checking account. Pay yourself an account to the side, and every year, this is if you're a business owner, every year, pay your taxes out of that and invest out of that every year. The rest of what you got, keep dumping it back into your business. You got to keep dumping what you got back into your business, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of stuff I'm finna dump into my business, man. And I do mean this business of YouTube. This is a business. This business of YouTube. For everyone who says it's not a business, you stupid. This business of YouTube. I say it all the time. I've always said it, and guys call it everything. They call it a hustle. They call it something else. They call it this. They call it that. They say, well, you got a boss. You don't want. Here's the thing. We all got a boss. Everybody got to deal with the IRS. Now, the more money you make, the more you can circumvent some things and put some money to the side that you ain't got to pay taxes on. But you still got to deal with the IRS. You got to pay you first, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay you first. Matter of fact, it's so important to pay yourself first that if somebody got to not be paid, it can't be you. Paying myself is more important to me than my credit score. If I got to do something and not pay something and it's going to affect my credit score, fine. Because I don't pay me first. Now, God forbid that happen. Let's hope that don't happen. But if it did, I'm going to pay me first still. I'm going to pay me first. I be living in my car just paying myself with all my money. But I'm going to pay me first. You got to pay yourself first, man. When I say, man, there's some things you can do to circumvent, like it's legal, bro. I ain't talking about no, come on, bro. We grown men in here. We ain't talking about no illegal shit. I'm talking about there are legal tax breaks. Why you think Donald Trump don't pay no taxes? Like, I'm talking about legal stuff, man. But you don't know it until you need it. You know what I'm saying? Until you're making a certain amount of money for yourself as a proprietor or a sole proprietor or entrepreneur or corporation or LLC or S corp, whatever you're doing, then you just never need to know those things because they don't matter to you. If you work a job, your taxes come out before you even see your money. Chili Charlie, appreciate the dime. Woo, boss level game. Talk that business, talk dog. We need more focus on this right here. We do, man. We do. So I don't talk a lot about investments, man, because I just believe that it's too much talk about it now, and everybody seems to be going in one direction. Everybody talking about cryptocurrency and all that, man, and it's cool. It's a worthwhile investment. It's a worthwhile investment. But if you put all your eggs into the crypto basket, man, you stupid. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, you gotta have some other things that are regulated. You gotta have some investments that are regulated. You can't just go all crypto. It don't make sense. So I say this to you, man, before we head out of here. Every goal that you have in life must be prefaced with important. So every goal is an important goal, which means every stepping stone is an important step, which means every hour you awake is an important hour because you got to grind. But here's 3 things I want to tell you, man. Don't blow your money on bullshit. Don't blow your money on foolishness. Don't blow your money on overpriced goods that were cheap to produce and sell for 100 or 1,000 times what they cost to make. Don't do it. Number two, don't trick off on these bras. You want to take a woman on a date? Fine. Make sure she earns the date. You want to take a woman on a trip? Fine. Make sure she earned that trip. Do whatever you want to do for a woman. But don't do whatever a woman wants you to do. And the third thing, put God first in everything you do, man. And he will guide your path. He will take your feet and move them for you and guide you down the path, man. I say again, put God first in everything you do. He shall order your steps and guide your path. And that's real talk. Tony, appreciate the 5 bone. I'm going to pay me first. I'm 16, picking up all the Jews. Appreciate it, Doc. Salute, Tony. 15, man. 16, man, in the building, picking it up early. Man, you light years ahead of your compadres. Zeke, appreciate the 5 bone. Diversify, brothers. Real talk, man. Diversify. Got to do it. So, man, I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. We ain't going to stay in here too long, man. We got another piece, man, coming up at 8. We're gonna talk about that Westbrook thing, man. I thought about pushing it to tomorrow, man, but we'll see. We'll see how y'all respond to it. It's posted up. We'll see how y'all respond with the likes and comments, man. Because it's crazy. It's got to go on, man. It's got to be spoken on. Zeke, appreciate the 5 bones again, man. No splurging, no tricking, and the Most High first. Real talk. A sower of seed, appreciate the 5 bone. Appreciate the reminder, be away, pay yourself first. Salute, brother. You got to pay yourself first, man. I've been paying myself first for so long, man. I work for myself. Like I tell you all the time, man, I'm my boss, but I'm my employee of the month every month. Every month, where it says employee of the month, you see me park right there. They think about giving me a corner office, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I'm working on that corner office. I'm this close. Real close, homie. So I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Yeah, Brittany Rayner crazy, man. She nuts. I don't even know if I want to touch on that, man. That chick talking about his stepdad to see. I don't even know I want to touch on that or not, man. I'll see. So let's get ready to head on out of here, man. SJ3, my brother, I appreciate you being in the joint as usual, homie. Everybody else, man, with supporting the super chats, man, I appreciate it. Let's get ready to head on out of here, man. Y'all put God first and keep grinding and growing, my brothers. And remember, alpha's up, beta's down. It's the motto. Peace. Seems like no matter what you do sometimes, your efforts go underappreciated or unappreciated, period. You know, all we do, man, is try to give men the information they need to become the best version of themselves. No hate. We love women. We don't hate them. We just don't take no foolishness. And we can't be controlled by our lust. Those men can, but not us.
Alpha's up, beta's down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alpha's up, beta's down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alpha's up, beta's down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alpha's up, beta's down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
Now I'm not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her and convince yourself that she brings more value to your life than you bring to hers. You know, just the protection and provision is more than a woman can ever make up for, man. So I'm not saying don't give her props for what she does, but damn sure never make her feel like she's more important to you than you are to her, because it's just a figment of your imagination. She knows the truth, so you have to understand the truth as well. This is called the abundance mindset. There's nothing she can give you that you can't give yourself, besides a baby. And do you really want one of those right now? Nope.
Alpha's up, beta's down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alpha's up, beta's down, it's the motto. Suckers motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
You see, the main thing that men let women slide with is shut-uppiness and obedience. Now, when you use the term obedience with a woman, she automatically relates that to being a slave. But slaves aren't obedient. Obedience is a choice. Slaves either do it or die. Shut-uppiness is another thing that women have a problem with. It doesn't mean you can't talk. It means that you can't talk when I'm talking. It means that when we're talking about things that I do as the man, you don't have an opinion on those things. Because I make decisions based on facts, not opinions. Not even my own opinions, and most certainly not yours.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.